Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Today we have Halo Infinite and I'm going to be doing an FPS test today. We're going to get right down into it. We're going to be using MSI Afterburner. Unfortunately, the game is kind of unoptimized at the moment to be doing like full benchmark testing without capping it at 60 FPS. Otherwise, it literally locks up at 100% GPU usage. So maybe that's just something already off the gate that we should be aware of. I have all the tests done off camera and they're all ready to go. If we go under video here, I'll have my max frame rate set to 144 when I have all the recordings done. But for now, it literally wouldn't even let me record in OBS. But if we go down to quality presets, we can literally just change from low, medium, high, and ultra. So if like we change to medium, it would automatically change and it would need to have a restart, which I do every time. For the test, I decided to do low, ultra, and when I did ultra, as you can see down in the bottom right, 7.5 gigs of usage, and it's kind of insane. And then you drop it down to high and it goes down to 5.2. So I don't understand that. That's kind of crazy. I tried to do it on ultra just to see, and we actually got some invalid data and the whole game kind of broke. So that's just going to be kind of invalid, but I'll do high and low settings just to kind of get a balance point. And then of course you can average it out with medium, of course. And before we jump right into the numbers, this is the main multiplayer lobby. I just did quick play and big team battle, and I did both high and low settings on both, so we can just kind of see what the averages are on like a bigger scale map versus just a smaller scale one. My computer settings are a Ryzen 7 2700X at stock settings with just a normal cooler from AMD, a Gigabyte Gaming OC 2070 Super, also stock settings, and then 16 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz G-Skill Trident Z RAM at 16 cast latency. So first, let's look at the big team battle on high settings. I was able to run that just fine, but yeah, the frame rates were not great at all. I averaged around 72.7 FPS. I had a minimum frame rate of 54.1 FPS, max of 119.8. I think that's when I fell into the like big crevasse hole in the middle of the map. So it really didn't have anything to render there. And then my 1% low frame rate was 44.3 and the 0.1% low was 25.1. And this was all over 40,329 frames in 554 seconds. And so looking at the big team battle on low settings, I was able to get up to 87 frames a second, which is what, roughly a 17% increase or so. Minimum frame rates went to 69.4, so you're staying above 60 FPS. Max frame rate was 118.9, probably another dive into the pit of doom. And then my 1% low was 49.5 and the 0.1% was 34.5, all in 39,212 frames. So pretty similar for 450 seconds. All right, so on to quick play maps, which are all the nice little small condensed maps. Not as much to load and render, but it still wasn't too impressive of a difference. This one, for high, this averaged at 77.2 FPS, minimum frames at 61.3. My max at 112.9, and there was really nothing to fall down into. That was just kind of dying or maybe going and looking down towards the floor once you died or whatever. So nothing too crazy about that. 1% low at 47.3 FPS and 0.1 at 35.2. And this rendered over 54,708 frames in 708 seconds. So moving on to low quality, we see a definite increase, probably around a 22% increase in FPS up to 98.2 FPS. Almost broke into the hundreds. Minimum frame rates was 79.7, max at 114.2, 1% low at 55.8, and the 0.1% low at 39.7. This was again over 47,703 frames rendered in 485 seconds. Again, we have to all take this with a grain of salt. This is a quote-unquote beta, as they're doing more play testing for the servers before max load hits on the worldwide launch on December 8th. So I totally get that. I think everything will be a lot better once the new drivers come out, especially for the main game that's going to be launched most likely by NVIDIA. They're going to get everything polished out and hopefully up and running well. I hope to see that 100% just max throttling on GPUs go away. That would be really nice, just so I can record some stuff without having to cap at 60 FPS, because that's just kind of dumb. Otherwise, even playing around 90, 80 FPS, it still felt pretty smooth, comparable to what people were saying over in Battlefield, where they were playing around 80, 90 FPS and it was feeling pretty gross, like you're at around 60. All right, if you like today's little short video, hopefully give it a like and a subscribe for more content coming in the future. We'll definitely be playing Halo more often. See you around and have a good one. Peace.